Are we ready with YouTube, whether Payson is or not? Okay. Then, good morning, everyone. I'm going to call to order regular meeting Tuesday, January 18th, 2022 at 10 a.m. Supervisor Klein, Christensen, and Humphrey are in Globe. Let's see. Pledge of Allegiance. Tom, would you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance? And our invocation will be given by Pastor Donovan from Expedition Church. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My pastor didn't show. He's there. They're just.
Can you unmute, Danny?
Pastor, you can go ahead. Payson, can you hear us down here? We have no staff there to push the button, I guess.
We can hear you.
Okay, Pastor, if you'd like to go ahead.
Chairman, the pastor's not here in Payson.
Okay, then we will go without one today. We'll go ahead and start the meeting. Okay. Regular agenda item 2A, information discussion action to approve an intergovernmental agreement between Gila County and Pinal County for the maintenance of a regional mass communication system for the period of 1 year with 3 one-year renewals. Paul Horn, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, members of the board. So today, I'm not Michael, I am Paula, here to do the presentation for the Everbridge. And this is the information system, mass system that we use in order to get messaging out to all of the residents. And I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of information before I began with the presentation of the information and action. There are 31,000 Gila County residents on this system. And in order to get, out evacuations or any of the other messaging that we need, they can always sign up through several different means, calling our office, going on the website, or actually signing up directly with some paper and taking it to our office. So I just wanted to give you a little bit on the information that we do have. This is a contract between Gila, Pinal, to do the maintenance of the regional mass communication system, and we ask that you approve the intergovernmental agreement between Gila County and Pinal for the maintenance of the regional mass communication system for the period of 1 year with a 3-year renewal options.
Okay. Is that your presentation? I mean, that's the information that you wanted to share with us today?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have any questions about the system.
Oh, okay. Supervisor Christensen, do you have questions about this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the presentation. I think it's a great thing that we're doing with that program. So I don't really have any questions, though. Thanks.
Okay.
Supervisor Klein.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Paula, I guess we haven't ever partnered up with Pinal County before then. This is the first time?
Actually, in 2018, they were one of the partners as well with Graham and Green-Lee, but it looks like at this point, Graham and Green-Lee don't have the extent of messaging, so they went ahead and they did pull out of the mass communication system. So now it's just us and Pinal.
Okay,
which I think is very beneficial to keep those partners that are close to you because a lot of times we can send out messaging to both counties, so,
Sure, thank you.
yeah.
I just have one question, and it says, system for a period of 1 year with 3 one-year renewals. So by approving this, are we approving the 1 year and then each renewal will have to come back before the board? Or we approve it, then it's 4 years, we won't hear anything?
No, it's 1 year, and then
Okay.
we have to come back and present whether it's on consent or presentation.
Good. Okay, then I have no further questions, and if there are no further questions, I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I will move to approve the intergovernmental agreement between Gila County and Pinal County for the maintenance of a regional mass communication system as presented.
And Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor do so by saying aye.
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 Aye. Item was approved unanimously. Paula, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to regular agenda item 2B. Information, discussion, action to approve funding agreement number 204-22 between the Arizona Department of Housing and the Gila County Community Service Department Housing Services to provide Southwest Gas Corporation Weatherization Assistance Program funding in the amount of $18,490 that will be used to provide weatherization services to eligible citizens residing in Gila County for a period of January 1, 2022 through December 31st, 2022. Good morning, Melissa Busan.
Good morning, Chairman Humphrey, members of the board. This is just a small piece of our whole weatherization program. Southwest Gas, it's based on number of customers, and then they take that down to number of low-income customers. So we get a small portion, but it does add leverage dollars and helps us in every home that has Southwest Gas that we go in to weatherize. It really does benefit.
Okay,
So, if you have any other questions?
thank you. Supervisor Christensen, do you have any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. Yeah, I guess the question I have is Southwest providing this money, or is this our money, the $18,000?
Well, Southwest provides it to the Corporation Commission. Corporation Commission says you need to assist in our statewide weatherization program, and you also need to help our low-income customers. So
Okay, so then it comes to us, and then we.
it actually goes through Arizona Department of Housing, and they combine it with the other weatherization dollars that we get, LIHEAP, low-income heating energy assistance program, and Department of Energy sends money to us through the Arizona Department of Housing also. We got a pretty big chunk of change for that, and so we add all of these dollars together. Southwest Gas and APS, I'll be coming before you for APS soon.
Okay.
They run a calendar year as opposed to fiscal that you see when I come with the other dollars. So, is that a long answer to a?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And we've been doing this quite a long time. No, that's all I have. Thanks.
Sorry.
Supervisor Klein.
It's fine. It's fine.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Melissa, I'm good. Thanks.
Thank you.
And I'm good on this one, so if there's no further questions, I'll call for motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve funding agreement number 204-22.
I will second that.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor do so by saying aye.
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 Aye. Item was approved. Moving on to regular agenda item 2C. Melissa, this is yours again. Information, discussion, action to award contract number 081121 to Advantage Home Performance Incorporated in response to request for proposal number 081121, weatherization materials and services in a not-to-exceed amount of $546,679 for the period of 1 year with 3-year renewal options. Again, Melissa, good morning.
Good morning, Chairman Humphrey, members of the board. This is a funding agreement that went out for bid for our full weatherization services, and this is what this is. It's become such a Department of Energy. It wasn't a contract exception or anything, but they did say, you really need to bid this out statewide. We were bidding out on each job, and because our paper, the record that we use, Silver Belt or the Roundup, just wasn't getting to enough, and they wanted to see us do it a big broader, and they also wanted us to use the whole amount of contract. So we went out to bid. This is who responded, and here I am.
Okay, I've got some questions on this one, but I'll stay last. Go ahead, Supervisor Christensen.
Thank you. I'll wait for your questions. I don't have any questions, thanks.
Supervisor Klein.
Melissa, how many homes we don't know how many homes this is going to cover, do we? We have no idea? Or do we?
Well, we have a basic in our contract with DOE and the LIHEAP. We have a basic, we have to do 22 homes. Now, every home that we go into and we test, the test tells us what we can do in the home that will give us our payback, so to speak. You put $1 in, you want $1 out. So that changes. So it's kind of hard. They give us a small base, but they're hoping that we get more, obviously.
And so with what we see in like materials changing so rapidly as well, I mean that would be a hard one to predict 6 months from now or whatever.
It's extremely hard to predict that.
And so when you went out statewide for the contract, did you come up with some local contractors?
We sent to local contractors. We did small and then went large. Mm-hmm. The problem is this contracting for the weatherization, I don't say it's a problem, but it is a problem for local contractors. The local, it's become such a specialized construction venue that almost, or none that I know of currently in our local area qualify to bid on it even.
Okay. Well, thank you, Melissa.
I guess my question, you kept saying they wanted you to go bid. They wanted you to put it all under one hat instead of separate. Whom is they?
The contract provider, Department of Energy and Arizona Department of Housing.
So the state of Arizona pretty much is the one that wanted us to not go per bid, per house,
Right.
per weatherization. They wanted one all under one hat.
Right.
Okay, so that's the state of Arizona. Okay, and this company, pretty much that's what they do is
That's all they
weatherization?
do.
Okay, because I would, I was just looking at it, and as a contractor myself, it's like, that's like 45,000 plus a month, which is a pretty good contract. $1,500 a day. That's a great contract. And I just, when you did it per job, did you have more contractors involved
No,
in the process?
Not lately. Not in the
Not
last
lately.
couple of years.
So they just didn't keep up certifications?
Right.
Okay. Well, then I got my question answered on who they were and
Chairman
what
Humphrey.
control they're reaching for, so.
I can tell you, I feel that pain locally. I'm a local person. I've always tried to seek out local help.
Understand.
And you know that it's become such a technical issue with that it's hard to keep up the certifications. We're a small county.
Sure.
And it does seem like a lot of money, but in other counties and other municipalities, it's just a drop in the bucket. And I can't hardly get anybody to keep their certifications up to keep them busy enough to make it worth their while.
Worth the certification.
What?
Worth the certification.
Well, from the state.
Right.
They have,
Yeah. Okay. I was just wondering, And so now I know. It's not us local, it's the state, so I appreciate it. And
Mr.
so-
Chair?
Yes, Supervisor Klein, go ahead.
Maybe, with what I look at, because I'm a big proponent for local people as well. And I don't know, Mr. Chair and Mr. Christensen, but this may be a topic of discussion we need to take to the state and see.
That's why I was asking who they were.
Yeah.
And now that I know, it's to the legislature to,
Yeah, but I mean, you look at a $500,000 contract, that's a pretty good chunk of change. And the other side of that is keeping locals certified to do the work. I get that, but
We do have some training dollars coming up through the Build Back Better that may benefit us in the sense that we can keep, not just pay the training, but pay them while they're working the job so that they're not losing any money moving forward. Hopefully, and I'm hopeful that that will help in the future.
yeah. Yeah, because it looks like it's getting monopolized, and that's difficult for the funding as well as the people and the smaller contractors, so.
Yes.
Okay, well, I've worked on that one enough. You guys good?
I'm good.
Okay, then I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to award the contract number 081121 to Advantage Home Performance Incorporated.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Having a motion second, all in favor do so by saying aye.
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 Okay, it passes to approve, and Supervisor Humphrey does not.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going on to regular agenda item 2D. How sweet this one is. Long time coming.
Aye.
Information, discussion, action to approve a grant agreement under the fiscal year 2020 Build Transportation Grant Program between the U.S. Department of Transportation, Arizona Department of Transportation, and Gila County to receive bill grant funds in the amount of $21,095,564 for the construction of the Tunnel Creek Bridge. Tom Goodman, good morning.
Good morning, Chairman Humphrey and board members. This is a request to approve a grant agreement under the fiscal year 2020 Build Transportation Grants Program between the U.S. Department of Transportation, Arizona Department of Transportation, and Gila County. Just a little background, in 2020, Gila County applied for and was awarded a better utilizing investments to leverage development, build grant, to build a bridge across Tunnel Creek and Tunnel Basin. The project generates safety benefits by constructing an all-weather access across Tunnel Creek, where there is currently just an at-grade access. It improves emergency response times across the creek. And unfortunately, since 1995, 8 people have died attempting to cross Tunnel Creek under high water conditions. Gila County has asked Arizona Department of Transportation to bid, administer, and oversee the project to completion. The build grant amount is $21,095,564 plus our local share, Gila County's share, of $2,825,000. And that brings the total eligible project cost to $23,920,564. So it is the recommendation of the Public Works Department Director that the Board of Supervisors approve the grant agreement. And I'll be happy to answer questions.
Thank you very much. Supervisor Christensen, do you have any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Tom. This has been a long time coming. People have wanted a bridge across that. Most people have wanted a bridge across there. So I'm really happy to be a part of that decision going forward. So is there a time limit to complete the project?
The time limit that I have listed is December 31st of 2026.
Okay. All right, and that's a comfortable date for everybody?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Now, what happens if it goes out to bid and we don't have enough money? How does that work?
That would be, my understanding is that if the bids come in high, then it would come back to Gila County's responsibility to come up with the additional funds. The U.S. Department of Transportation grant is a fixed amount, and that would not go higher if the bids come back higher. They would be up to Gila County to find the additional funds.
Okay. All right, thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Supervisor Klein.
That's a road we don't want to go down, Steve. So, to this point, now that 2.8, we've already been spending money on this then, right? So, okay. And are we still looking at maybe starting this in March, Tom?
So we had our progress meeting last Friday with ADOT and Federal Highway Administration. The current plan is advertisement is going to be done by ADOT in February. Bid opening is in March. ADOT will award the project in either April or May of this year. And then right now our critical path is getting the Crown Castle cell tower relocated. That's the critical path for this whole project right now. So I'm working with them. They are estimating mid-July that they can get the cell tower relocated. And we cannot give a notice to proceed to the general contractor until that tower is out of our way. So as soon as I can get an update from Crown Castle, if it's mid-July, then we could start in August, because APS also has to move some power poles as part of that relocation work. So realistically, I think we're looking at the earliest would be August, and then the latest would probably be October for start.
Okay. Not really what I wanted to hear, but I understand. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
We're, okay, even if we don't start until August, that's August of 22?
Yes, sir.
And earlier you said 2026.
The
So-
project,
The completion?
yes, sir. The project has to be completed by December 31st of 2026.
Okay, but we're looking to start it. Worst case scenario, August of 22.
October of 2022 would be, in my mind, that would be worst case.
Okay, October of 2022.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it's probably an 18-month project?
18 to 24 months.
Okay, so I'm feeling a lot better now that we're 2023, not 2026, because
sir.
everything I've been, it's like we're knocking on the door here, man, and you just put it out to 2026, and I'm wondering, what's going to happen to materials and things like that in 4 years. So, okay, I'm glad we got back into something that I can see without glasses. So, yeah, no, I appreciate that very much. Okay, is there any further questions on this from the board?
No, sir.
Okay, then I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to approve the grant agreement under the fiscal year 2020 Build Transportation Grants Program as presented.
I will second that.
Having a motion second, all in favor do so by saying aye.
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 Aye. Item was approved unanimously. Tom, thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for all your work in this. Okay, moving on to regular agenda item 2E. Pretty much in the same neighborhood. Information, discussion, action to approve a transfer of $1 million from the general fund to the Tonto Creek Bridge Fund, and a transfer of $1,825,000 to Transportation Excise Tax Fund to the Tonto Creek Bridge Fund to pay the remaining Tonto Creek Bridge 2020 bill grant match owed to the Arizona Department of Transportation. Maren Billings.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, member supervisors. As Mr. Goodman pointed out, we do have a required match for this grant to get to the full amount of $23,920,564, and our portion of that is this $2,825,000. We did budget this for the 2022 fiscal year. We budgeted the amount of $3 million. So this is actually coming in a little less than what we expected it to. But we are here today to request your permission to go ahead and make that fund transfer as is required by Arizona statute.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Supervisor Christensen, questions?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, it's budgeted, so that's great. And does it put a strain on our general fund or anything like that? Are we pretty comfortable spending this money? That was not.
Go ahead, Mr. Minlove.
Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Christensen, in discussing how this, knowing that there was this local match portion, to try to determine what could be the most advantageous to the county. We could have funded this entirely from our public works, and this is coming from excise tax revenues. That would have severely crippled our ability to do road maintenance and do those things that we need to do to keep roads operable and able to use them. So came to a proposal to bring to you of using $1 million of general fund dollars and the rest from the excise tax, so that we kind of split it up and we can each be able to do our functions and our purposes, be able to accomplish what we need to. So that is the intent of this split.
Thank you, Mr. Minlove.
Okay.
Further questions, Supervisor Christensen?
No, thank you.
Supervisor Klein?
Well, thank you, Marion. Yeah, I guess if that's the way we need to go, James, on this for a split to help with our roads project, I understand that. We got to make sure and get our roads projects done as well, So, Marion, thank you for all the work you do.
It was
Appreciate
mostly
it.
Shannon, so Shannon makes the rest of us look good.
Okay, well, thank you anyway. That's it, Mr. Chair.
Okay, yeah, no, I thank you all very much for looking forward on this and working on it as hard as you have, budgeting even more than we need in case there got bad news. Tom, thank you for all you've done. So, okay, yeah, no, I have no questions. I just have praise for everybody, and it's great to be in this position that we're in. So,
Mr. Chairman, can I ask another question?
You may.
And this may be something you can't answer, but it's more theoretical. So let's say that we put all this out to bid and we've committed all of these decisions to do this. Is this retractable in any way as far as, let's say the bid comes in at $35 million and we can't afford that? Have we spent this money?
None
in
of
doing
this
that?
money is
No.
spent yet.
So it's contingent on us actually awarding a contract.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct. I just wanted to make sure. And we have maintained the NEPA certifications for all of this. So we're at the point we need to be. We've built that into the budget year after year to make sure that this location is ready.
Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Supervisor Klein, go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't expect it to come in way over budget because I think there's been a lot of work on the budget of this prior to us getting this far to be disappointed.
Right.
And so, anyway, okay. If there's no further questions, comments, Mr. Minlove, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, on this split, I don't know if there was an interest in having a discussion on doing a different split than that million and 1,185,000, 825 for the split of what sources are paying for that match. Has certainly open for discussion and recommendations from the board. That is an amount that administration recommended.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
if we approve this today, though, we're setting those numbers in there. Let's say theoretically that the 1.8 portion does create a significant problem in Public Works, we can move some money toward that out of the general fund, can we not?
Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Christensen, absolutely. You as the Board of Supervisors have complete and absolute control of all financial resources of the county. If you want dollars to go to a certain function, a certain project or anything, then you can so direct that it be done.
Okay.
And yes, at any time, that is certainly a possibility.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Supervisor Klein.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. James, I think I'm good. If you guys are sitting here telling us that this makes more sense, this is the direction we need to go. I'm just want to make sure that our road projects get done and things like that, which by paying it out of the general fund, I see that we could do that and make it easier. In the back of my mind, and I know it's stepping out there a little bit, but as far as other matches go on road projects, do we have anything coming up in the near future that you'd be aware of, or anybody?
Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Klein, I might defer to Public Works. We typically don't have this type of match for a project. This is a big one, a specific grant, the build grant, that requires the match, but otherwise it's typical maintenance that we do on our own. Go ahead.
Shannon Coons. I just would like to comment and let you know that in our budgeting process, we have covered all of the other matches for the sidewalks that are coming through. And just as a caveat, if the construction is going to be more, which the engineer's estimate says it will be, that's what we're going to budget in for the next fiscal year. We'll cover that under the transportation funds as much as we can without injuring our other projects that have to be done.
Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you, James. But yeah, if you guys are recommending this is the best way to go with the split, then I'm good with it. We can do it.
Supervisor Christensen, you good?
I'm good, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, and I thank staff very much because I feel as if staff did not feel that this was the best way to go, that we would have had a work session on it, on a better direction or a better way to fund this. And so, staff, thank you very much, and I have full and complete confidence in you from past experiences of working with you for the last several years. So thank you very much. And if there's no further questions or discussion, I'll call for a motion.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I will move to approve the transfer of $1 million from the general fund to the Tunnel Creek Bridge Fund and a transfer of $1,825,000 from the Transportation Excise Tax Fund to the Tunnel Creek Bridge Fund to pay the remaining Tunnel Creek Bridge 2020 build grant match owed to the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that.
Having a motion second, all in favor do so by saying aye.
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 Aye. Item was passed unanimously, so it's all our deal if it doesn't go well, but we have great staff, so it's going to. And Marion, you wanted to introduce somebody.
Yes, Mr. Chair, if I may. Members, supervisors, and staff. Finance welcomes a new staff member today. This is Annie Hammer. She is our new internal auditor. We cast a wide net and we found somebody fantastic and local. Annie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Annie Hammer. I'll be the internal auditor. It's nice to meet all of you.
Well, thank you very much for joining our staff and be willing to audit all our work to be sure that we do have funds where we need it and when we need it. So thank you very much for stepping in to help us. Any other comments, Supervisor Christensen?
Welcome, Annie.
Thank you.
Welcome as well. Glad to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we're going to move on to 3, consent agenda action items. Any matter on the consent agenda will be removed from the consent agenda and discussed and voted upon as a regular agenda item upon the request of any member of the Board of Supervisors. Supervisor Christian or Klein, do you wish to remove any of the consent agenda items today?
No, sir.
No, I'm good.
Okay, then I will call for a motion on the consent agenda items A through E.
And Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to approve the consent agenda items 3A through 3E.
I will second that.
Having a motion second, all in favor do so by saying aye.
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 Aye. Consent agenda items were approved. Moving on to call to the public. Do we have any public in Payson today?
We do not.
Okay, do we have public here that would care to address the board today? Okay, do we have anyone on YouTube that would care to address the board today? Okay, then I will move on to 5. At any time during a meeting pursuant to ARS 38-431.02K, member of the Board of Supervisors and County Manager may present a brief summary of current events. No action may be taken upon information presented. Mr. Minlove, do you have something for us today?
No, I don't think I have anything further.
Well,
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Christensen.
Thank you. Not a lot. Was on KMOG yesterday morning, and that went well. So that's good. I think the public really enjoys that forum and listening to what we're up to, what we're doing. Been pretty busy with a lot of personal things, so I haven't done a lot. But I am looking forward this week. I've got we'll have a dinner tomorrow night, and then the next day I have a CSA board meeting. So looking forward to working with that. Thank you.
Supervisor Klein.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last week we had the team meeting regarding the Pleasant Valley Veterans Campsite there. Went really well. Joseph, you did an awesome job presenting on that. That was good. Thursday, I attended the first Arizona-New Mexico Coalition of Counties meeting. We have a report from Pascal that we've printed out, and I'll make sure you guys, each of your offices, get a copy of that for Coalition of Counties. Gives you a good rundown on all of it. So then Friday, Joseph came to Young and myself. We met with Matt Pachorik at the admin site to go over the projected plans that Joseph has for that site. All went really, really well. And Joseph's going to continue to work on all that. So thanks for that, Joseph. This week we have a COVID type clinic in Young. And thank you, Paula, for helping to put that together. They'll have that all set up and ready to go. And then, of course, we have the ECO meeting in small counties in Phoenix tomorrow night. So that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I've just been keeping up with the public. Held a Tonto Basin community meeting, held a Roosevelt community meeting, was on KQSS radio on January the 10th, still on Kiko, and I signed up a date on KMOG so he doesn't give me too rough a time for not coming up and sitting there with him for a little bit, because I know they like it. But yeah, I like to stay in touch with the public and what's going on and what we need to be doing, and so that's kind of where I've been. And so I don't have anything else. Does anybody else have? Yes, Mr. Minlove.
Mr. Chairman, on second thought, I probably need to, with the bridge and nearly $3 million being committed here, just want to request from finance and to be aware of the expenditure limitation that we have, that the Arizona Auditor General Office changed their opinion on what can be excludable from our expenditures, and this $3 million could impact our expenditure limitation and how it's reported. So we need to make sure that we address that up front here, that we are still within our allowable spending limits.
I think our new internal auditor has left the room. Maybe she knew this was coming. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. Well, thank you for that. And yeah, because if there is something going on, we're going to have a meeting to put some brakes somewhere, I guess.
There are some things that we can do, certainly, to address it.
Well, good.
Just need to make sure that we are aware
Sure.
that could be a situation we need
Yeah,
to address.
that's wise. Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. Yeah. Okay, well, if if there's nothing further today, I will adjourn today's meeting. Thank you all very much. And how sweet it is to finally get our bridge going a little further. Have a good day.